three things to say before this video gets started. One, Roy Wood's new album, I forgot the name of it again, Say Less, has just been released. Number two, I cleaned the mirror back there. Stop trying to roast me. You lame. Shut up about it. Three, Roy Woods, I'm expecting something decent from you. I know from time to time you are reminiscent of artists like The Weeknd, but I do think you are pioneering somewhat of your own sound, and I would like to hear you develop it more than just being a part of the OVO sweatshop. I would like to see you be a little bit more adventurous, but we don't know where we're gonna get with this project. Heard Waking at Dawn, pretty good project. Heard Nocturnal, wasn't that satisfied, and now we have a full-length album. So Roy Woods, get ready to do your thing, because if you don't, this is no longer R&B. This is R&B. Without further ado, we have Shawn CX, Roy Woods, video. Let's get it. Opinions and thoughts all throughout this video and after. Track number one, Medusa. I was just about to send a message and you just, okay, you're just gonna keep hitting me with the bass like that. All right, sound like some Bobby Valentino. That's how it be. That's how it is. You gotta fuck all of them now. Okay, can't just switch me up like that. That shit's so funny. Warn me, you can't do it twice in one song. First track, not unsatisfied with. I like that he has kind of differentiated himself from what, you know, most people would assume he sounds like, which is The Weeknd. He tries to differentiate himself from that. The one thing I think may be an issue going into this project is the wavering within his voice. I noticed that he doesn't keep a solid, consistent vocal reach or a consistent vocal range. He tends to allow his voice to kind of stutter after a little while. I just can't help thinking that, you know, it would sound a little bit more strong or a little bit more passionate had he let the vocal range just be solid and not let his vocals kind of waver and stutter and Listen to it again, you'll see what I mean. First track, comparing this woman that you're, you know, dealing with to Medusa, pretty self-explanatory. Second track, a little bit of lovin'. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Please. Snap my finger. This feels like some 80s pop music. Okay. So do I. He's doing amazing. I don't know about that. A little bit of loving from you. Oh, a little bit of loving, a little bit of something. I like that one already better than You Got Me. Shit. Roy Woods, you never fail to give me at least one. Whole album can be trash at this point. I got that one. Sounds like some 80s pop music. In that track, you can definitely feel a vibe from his contemporaries, but I think this sound just works so well with him. It works so well with him. Track number three, Say Less, and I'm gonna say less and just play the song. Can you give me an opportunity to just like live my life to the fullest without you trying to take it away from me? I still got at least a smooth 80 years left if I play my cards right. So don't kill me yet. Jesus Christ, he's doing it. You ain't gotta tell no lie, baby, you can compare. No toxic lies. Falling in love with women that don't know what I see in them. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Oh. You every drop as a stroke. and go deeper and deeper. Okay, I can't go no further. Enjoyed that track for what it was. I think the only thing that was holding it back, in my opinion, is the fact that Roy Woods is just like offbeat in the beginning of the track. So you miss some of the hard-hitting pieces of delivery that you're probably able to give if you were to just remain on beat. I don't think it was bad by any means, but I don't think it was as good as it could have been because he's missing parts of the instrumental. And it seems as though the instrumental is going one way and he's going in another way. They're just kind of in the same space, like an ant and a fly in a box that are trapped together. Track number 4, Take Time, featuring 24 Hours. Oh God. That's what I'm talking about.
She said I love your voice. You really make me moist. 24 hours.
24 Hours just wasn't doing it for me on that track. He sounds like somebody took Shawn Kingston and shrunk him down to the most miniature of sizes. And Roy Woods, unfortunately, though he does okay, just isn't enough to bring the song back for me. So it's a no for me, dog. But the next track is something new, so let's hope we get something new.
Yeah, like I'm crazy. Gotta hear that.
You are.
You're a queen and I'm a king, just me and you. Love me.
I don't know. It's like the third track. His voice is already high-pitched enough to the point where you don't need auto-tune. What you doing? Another track, unfortunately, that's not really doing anything for me. Roy, out of 5 tracks, you are 2 for 5. So let's keep going. We're going to give everything, like I said, a chance here, but I'm not going to eliminate critique just to appease his fan base, all right? I like him, you like him, but if I hear something that I don't like, I'm going to speak on it, all right? So suck my track number 6, Top Left.
You told me that you want me, but then you're not responding. Don't lie, me, I tell no lie. You stay isolated, fine, but don't know what's lost inside you. I don't get left like Beyonce. To the left, to the left.
What?
I be acting right.
Whoa. Be respectful, all right? That Jay-Z situation just happened. Bruh, be respectful. What did I just say? It's a track I'm really indifferent toward. I like it. I could see how someone couldn't like it. Clearly, this album is going for a very specific sound in regards to keeping it a little bit more 80s, maybe 90s pop music-y, reminiscent, like I said, of his contemporaries like The Weeknd, and not really straying out of that lane so far from what I can tell. As far as music that's really stood out, nothing has really done that in that regard. Of course, excluding track number 2 on this project. But let's get to track number 7, BB. Or Baby. I'm thinking it's Baby.
I've been trying to get with you for a minute, girl, but I turn you down body, cause we're both getting into it. Shake my hands down, make love to my body, baby.
To my body? Baby.
Only going forward with you.
Make love to my body, baby. It's what I'm thinking. It's like most of the tracks are ones that you can just sing along to, but don't have that by themselves replay factor so far. But if you played any of these, I would of course bump it and listen to it. It's just not strong enough for me to say I would want to return to it. This is kind of just music you hear in passing that you don't really have an issue with listening to in the background or while you're getting anything else done. Nothing strong, but nothing bad at the same time. Track number 8, Back It Up, featuring PARTYNEXTDOOR. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Alright, Party. You got one chance to not sound like Young Thug. It's already on me. What you trying to do? It's a little rude.
Cause I know all your ways. Fresh stuff. We go turn up with PARTYNEXTDOOR. Act like you don't care about my time.
Okay. Back it up for me. Back
it up for me, back it up for me. When I'm feeling melancholy, at least then I come here.
Ooh, you found a big way to slide that word in there. These songs are so fun to sing along to. That's it. Yeah, it's just like I said. These songs are really more entertaining to sing along to than they are to kind of just sit down and just listen to and let it take you somewhere. I like it. It's cool. But I have more fun singing along, to be honest with you. Track number 9. Which way am I being pulled?
Still talk, I say less, can't say much. Tell me if I'm in the way too much. You can't even clean your mess. No, you got nothing. Glasses, like glasses.
What?
Like glasses.
I'm not a hater. I just, come on, that's corny. It's funny, it's just corny. I need you. I can't see without you like glasses. Son of a bitch.
I already got temptations to get you in my room naked. Lick me, I lick you, seem to tease me.
Nothing. Track number 10, The Way You Sex. You and I are so passionate. Your head game immaculate. Packing your back and shit. Could this be my one? Could this be my one? It might be. Track number 11, Monday to Monday. Uh-oh. I'm feeling it. I already know where this track is gonna go and I'm so excited. I knew it. That's what I feel like I'm on right now. Ecstasy. Alright, expected him to go a little bit harder. What I can tell with this project so far is the thing that's easiest about it to learn or get with is the lyrics, because they do seem to be a little bit more on the simplistic side. Not to say that that's a severe negative about this project, but that's what makes it so easy to sing along to. I've seen is that the lyrics are very basic and pretty formulaic, so it's not really that hard to catch on to. Track number 12, What You On? What are you on? That's what it's called. What are you on? Not what you on.
What are you on? What are you on? What are you on? With me ain't independent me. Bad bitches to the only girls that can't be friends with me. Everybody looking at me like I can help. What are you on? I've been on more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Moving on. Balance featuring Division and PnB Rock. Okay, track. Not bad. I like it. I like it. Very soothing. I felt like I missed Division, even though I know he was there. I just felt like I missed it. I think PnB Rock had the strongest performance on that track. I would say so. Track number 14, In the Club.
She said, wanna be in the club. I'm still my thug that I so the six scar with my angels. People on the body is as soft as a Dane. For being you, my shorty beat it down. I'm feeling just like fresh enough. Just know that if I can love. She said, when I be
I like this hook though.
You got a side nigga and you know he ain't shit. Why you staying with him? You looking at me like goddamn.
What? Since when does the side dude have a requirement? When do you have requirements of your side piece? Just don't get in the way. That's the only requirement. You can do whatever you want. Just don't get in the way. What are you talking about? Next track, B-Town. It sounds like a little house music. still humping. He never fails to just hit me randomly with one that I really enjoy. I'm a big fan of house music. Combination of sounds there between what may be Caribbean island kind of music and house is a really good combination to me. I like it. Roy Woods rides the beat extremely well. Not an issue with it. Track number 16, Undivided.
Sounds blessed for me, yeah. I don't party on Friday night. I don't party on Saturday no more. I don't party.
That's when your album came out. You don't have a choice. Weak.
Rolling Caliber. We ain't got no drama since we got our money. I told you about the things that I'm scared of. And
all right, the final track was just about a chick, you know, giving her his undivided. Wait, no. Last track was just about her giving him her undivided attention. How would I feel about the Roy Woods Say Less album? He definitely said less, but I don't know if he said more with less. From what I've seen out of the OVO camp, my biggest issue has and always will be how easily you can see how the other members of OVO impact one another musically, meaning that Division and Roy Woods and Majid Jordan, they all kind of pioneer somewhat of a similar sound. Even throwing PARTYNEXTDOOR into that spectrum wouldn't be too far of a stretch for me. One thing I do like about Roy Woods is you can definitely tell he's a little bit more energetic and acrobatic with his voice. He tries different flows, different cadences. He doesn't sound as formulaic as the others do, even if the sounds and the ethereal, spacey, trap vibe within most of his music is still there. He still tries to take it in a different direction as an artist, which is something I do enjoy. On this project, I can't say he did it to the greatest extent. I like a good amount of the tracks on here, probably like 3 or 4 out of 16. That's not great, but you know, it's still something to bump. And considering that this is an OVO slugfest, I'm surprised I walked away with that many tracks that I enjoyed. I noticed listening to this album, the reason I'm able to sing along to the lyrics so easily is because they're actually pretty simplistic. They're not really that complex. They're not really that deep. They're just surface level and they're easy to get a grasp on, repeat, and keep going. You know, there isn't anything about this album that stands out terribly to the point where I would say there's something that you have to noticeably point out that's bad, or anything that's noticeably amazing that you have to point out that's great. With the exception of tracks like Bit of Lovin, possibly The Way You S3x, the feature track with Division and PnB Rock, and B-Town. Other than that, the features don't really perform that well, and that's not necessarily on the fault of Roy Woods. It's just sometimes the tracks aren't well, or they just aren't formed well for a feature, or even for Roy Woods himself. One of my complaints about this project was the fact that he tends to stutter his voice and let it wane off, or you could say he lets his voice flutter. I think if he stuck with stronger vocals, maybe the impact of some of the songs would mean a little bit more. Also, being a little bit more on beat would probably have a little bit more, I don't know, connection. It would make it feel like he and the instrumental are working as one, as opposed to them just being trapped in a space together and doing their own thing. The alternative R&B sound is already flooded. It's a fairly new kind of style of music, so I'm not surprised with more experimentation that may end up coming from Roy Woods in the future. But does it land on this body of work? Not necessarily. It's okay. It's nothing crazy, but I like it for what it is. However, I could see someone completely disliking this project because there's a good stretch of times where you're not getting any content on this album that is extraordinary. Although I bumped to all of the tracks, a lot of them could just be viewed as background music and, you know, get through one track, get to the next, get through the next track, get to the next, you know, until you get to that one track that you really like. Nothing's bad enough on this project to completely throw you off, but it's so samey that you could probably listen to it all the way through and get to those really special tracks that you like without really paying attention to the others. So don't take me bumping to all of these tracks as a sign of me really loving the album. I'm just getting through it because I know something else is probably going to come up. It's going to be a high point and then it's going to go right back to that pretty same standard pattern. So Roy Woods Say Less album. It's okay. A little bit underwhelming. The high points are good, but the high points are so few and far between on this project that it's not enough for me to justify saying that this is an okay album. It's actually something I'm a little bit less indifferent toward. You know, I'm a little bit more on the not liking it side because there are so few high points in my opinion. But if you enjoyed the project, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. It's been Shawn C. See you next time, and I'm out. Peace. I didn't get any stroke music in this entire video, man. It's crazy.